This is Wave 3 Sports Extra.
Welcome to the big show. For the next 30 minutes, we're going to talk NCAA tourney, both Division I and Division II. C.L. Brown of the Courier-Journal joins me in just a second. Scotty Davenport of Bellarmine is here, and he has his ostrich skin Gucci loafers on that Rick Pitino gave him. Plus, the men behind the Knights' We're Back YouTube video are going to perform live here in studio. But we tip off with some action from today in the NCAA tournament. The Cards back in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2009. Now, that run ended with an Elite Eight loss to Michigan State. The Spartans had some work to do to set up a rematch, taking on Rick Majerus in St. Louis this afternoon in Columbus, Ohio. Big Ten Player of the Year Draymond Green, 19 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists. Spartans win at 65-61 and move on to Phoenix.
Games get tougher now, but that is a very well coached and a very difficult team to play against. And I think this is where Big Ten helps us. This is where for me, I kept trying to tell him, when Dick Bennett was at Wisconsin, it was just tough. And these guys, I think, are even better athletically. But I've been in those kind of grinding games. We've been in some in our own league. It's why we play different people. You play a Florida State, and it's going to be smash mouth. And I thought our young guys caved in a little bit, and they bounced back. But that was a lot for them to handle.
The Cards got to Phoenix thanks in part to this play. Peyton Siva gets a high pick from Gorgui Dieng, speeds down the lane, he jump stops and finds a cutting Gorgui for the slam. Cards over New Mexico last night in Portland, 59-56.
Really a nice play right here.
We get that high pick and roll, and I love working out with Gorgui, and I know where he's going to be at. And the play before that, I was able to get to the lane and make a layup, and so I knew they was going to help out this time. So I just tried to jump stop, like Coach P said, probe, and found Gorgui cutting down the lane, got him the ball, and he dunked it. And it just shows how really talented Gorgui is. He got up there and finished the dunk, and showed he's one of the most elite big men in the nation.
I'll be headed to Atlanta for the rematch. Indiana and Kentucky meet in the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1983. The Cats got there by pounding Iowa State 87-71 in the KFC Yum Center. Marcus Teague led the way with a career-high 24 points. Kentucky in the Sweet 16 for the third straight year.
I felt good. I just wanted to stay aggressive, keep attacking, and just, do whatever it takes to help my team win. I just want to be a leader out there on the floor.
The Hoosiers got to Atlanta in a thriller. Victor Oladipo with the rebound. He speeds down the court. Now, he has his shot blocked, but it ends up in Will Sheehy's hands, and the sophomore sinks the game winner as they beat VCU 63-61.
Vic made a great play driving in the rim, and at that time, I thought the momentum was on our side. We, had made a little comeback there, and I'm comfortable shooting at that range, and it was pretty open, so I decided to take it.
Before we break down the brackets, a quick high school note. 2 weeks ago, Trinity trailed Ballard by 12 in Knights Hall with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter of a 7th region semifinal. They came all the way back to win that game and then added 5 more for the first state basketball title in school history. We brought you the game last night on our digital channel 3.2, and just like the Trinity football team, the Rocks Hoop Squad knocked off Scott County for the title. It is the first time that one school has won football and basketball championships in the same school year.
People around winning, and when you're around winning, I think it's contagious, and more people want to do that. More people want to be a part of that. I have a great relationship with our head football coach, and have all the respect in the world for what they do, and to have guys that actually play football. We have had a couple that also play basketball. They know how to win, so that helps us as well.
Congratulations to Trinity. It was the first time it's been done in the same school year. Ironically, the 1962 St. X State champs honored on the 50th anniversary of winning that title last night in Rupp Arena. They won the football title the next fall, but not in the same school year. I mentioned that because my dad was on that team. He was there in Rupp last night, so that was pretty cool. Now, C.L. Brown joins us to break down the brackets. He is just back from Portland, the Courier-Journal beat writer for the Cards, and C.L. Cards back in the Sweet 16.
Back in the Sweet 16, looking really good on defense. Obviously, they had a 15-point lead in the second half of that game, and they let it get cut down to 2, but they made the plays when they had to make them, which is what March is all about.
And we'll talk about their bracket in just a second, but first we want to start with the biggest news of the day in the NCAA tournament, and this personally affects C.L. Brown, because a huge injury for North Carolina, the top seed in the Midwest. As we take a look at the video, their starting point guard, Kendall Marshall, he drives down the lane, and watch as he gets knocked down and he suffers a scaphoid injury to his right wrist. Now, he's left-handed, right? So they say this, he may be able to play with this. What do you think, Sia? How's this going to affect them?
It kind of reminds me of Kenny Smith in 1984. That was the #1 ranked team when he got hurt, and they were never the same, even though he came back. And he was kind of commenting on it at halftime that he's not going to be able to do the same things that he's done before. So it will affect them. I don't know how much it will, because, you never know who else will step up in his place. Obviously, they like to get out in transition.
Strickland out too, though.
Yes, but maybe there's a way. It's late in the season to be
You want Harrison Barnes to play point guard?
No, not playing point guard, but in a half-court set, he can make up for creating for other players because he is that
Fair
talent.
to say, though, that Marshall, what he brings to that team,
irreplaceable.
I mean, yeah, what he's brought to in the last couple years, he's been a major part of the success they've had. All right, let's take a look at the bracket for U of L in the West region out in Phoenix. Now, they will play Michigan State. We don't have the game times yet, though, but these games are Thursday. And then in the other half of the bracket, Florida, with a huge win tonight over Norfolk State, will take on Marquette. What do you think, CL?
Obviously, these are teams that Coach Pitino knows well. I think this rematch of the 2009 Elite Eight game with Michigan State is going to go Louisville's way. Matter of fact, right now, I think that U of L will get to the Final Four out of this bracket. That's just the feel that I have.
Who are they going to beat in the regional final?
Probably Florida. I like the way Florida's kind of come in under the radar, and I think that they'll have too much offensively for Marquette.
Okay, now as we take a look at the South bracket, another one with a lot of local interest, obviously. Kentucky and Indiana meeting, as I said earlier, for the first time in the tournament since '83, and then the other game in that bracket, Baylor and then taking on Xavier with graduate assistant Doug Davenport on their bench.
That's the rematch of IU and UK is going to be very interesting, the way it'll be officiated. Obviously, Anthony Davis gets in foul trouble that first meeting, and it kind of changed the dynamics of that game totally. So on a neutral floor, everybody's a lot better now than they were in December. But, I think that's going to be an interesting battle. Also, Terrence Jones had a terrible game that first time.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
I'm picking UK. Okay. I think,
and to play
floor, Assembly Hall is a huge advantage. So
the atmosphere that day was as electric as I've ever seen. You like Baylor to advance too?
Baylor is you never know what they're going to. If they're playing on all cylinders, I think they could give Kentucky a test because they have the front court led by Perry Jones III.
All right, the Midwest bracket, as we take a look at this one, this is Kansas just escaped against Purdue moments ago. NC State upset Georgetown earlier today. How about Ohio, the Bobcats, in the Sweet 16 out of the MAC for the first time? I'm sure you love that for your Tar Heels.
I think a lot of people thought early on when U of L played Ohio and they struggled in that game that Ohio was, I think Ohio's earned the respect of everybody now. But I think even with Marshall hurt, Carolina should get by that game. NC State, I think a lot of times in conference play, you kind of get bogged down, and now it's kind of liberating for them. They do, but I still expect Kansas to get out of there. And if Marshall is hobbled, I think Kansas is going to the Final Four.
Okay, and our final bracket as we take a look at the East, the Sweet 16 matchups in the East. Syracuse without Fab Melo taking on Bo Ryan in Wisconsin, and then the one game still going on, Cincinnati and Florida State was close as they headed out there. The winner of that one will get Ohio State. These games in Boston, Massachusetts.
Initially, I picked Ohio State to come out of this region, and I still will probably stick with that. But I think Syracuse, even without Fab Melo, they just have so much depth. You never know what guy is going to come out and kind of propel them. The other night it was James Sutherland, C.J. Fair, certainly that kind of a talent that can do it. They just have so many guys. So even without Fab Melo, they're still going to be in the mix.
All right, so as we're at 16 teams, who's your national champion? You've given us the Final Four as we go through. Who's going to win the whole thing?
National champion right now I still have as UK. Okay. Final Four, I had Missouri initially as one of my Final Four teams, but I would say right now it really, the Kendall Marshall thing changes a lot here. I mean, I would have had Carolina in there for sure if he's healthy. With him kind of banged up right now, I'd say Kansas is going to be there. And
In Louisville. You said
Ohio
Louisville.
State and Louisville. Yeah.
Okay, he's got Louisville. Well, you have
So
fun.
that would be a second rematch. That would be U of L UK in that bracket.
In the Final Four. How about that, huh?
That
Almost
would
had in the
settle a
national
lot of
championship
arguments.
game back in 1975, but it's been a while. It was a regional final in '83, maybe in the Final Four this year. C.L. Brown, thank you for coming in. Have fun out in
having me,
Phoenix,
sir.
and
Will
we'll
do.
check back in with you along the tourney trail. And when we come back, we are going to be joined by Scotty Davenport, the head basketball coach of the defending national champion, Bellarmine Knights. Welcome back to the show, and we are joined now by Scotty Davenport, the head coach of the Bellarmine Knights, the defending Division II national champs, and they are headed to the Elite Eight this week in Highland Heights, Kentucky, to do just that, defend that title.
You know, Kent, it's such an awesome time of year. I was listening to every post-game press conference. You watch them. Every coach loves his team. They're all great kids. They all have great universities. You know what? I think we need to step back and just how much we should admire what we're really witnessing. You have Louisville, Sweet 16, what's there, 343 Division I programs. You have Louisville, Indiana, Kentucky right here in the Sweet 16.
An unbelievable run by Murray State, too, in the tournament.
Murray, and and then you have Trinity, wins the state championship. You have Bellarmine out of 296 Division II teams in the Elite Eight. You have Providence over in Southern Indiana, got to the semi-state, the Final Four in Indiana. I mean, I just think if you step back, we never do that. We're also passionate about our team. Step back and just really how much we should admire what these young people do.
How about your kids and the amazing run? I mean, first of all, you're playing in the toughest league in Division II. So even to get to host the regional again is a major accomplishment, to win the regular season title at Bellarmine again. And now as we take a look at the video of that regional championship game on Tuesday night, another amazing atmosphere as you beat Kentucky Wesleyan for the title. Chris Dow here with one of his dunks in the game.
And you know, we can say it now. We were the hunted. We were the hunted, and I think that says it all.
You were pretty excited. You were emotional after
Well,
that, and then the kids, they get another trophy for the trophy case.
And I think what they've done for our university, I don't think that any of us should overlook that, how much they've meant to their families, but most important, to our university. That's big time footage right there. And it's tough. There's 8 left.
And the atmosphere in Knights Hall for these regional games, phenomenal.
Well, what these people from all of Louisville, the Bellarmine community, all of Louisville, Southern Indiana, it'd be just impossible to thank them. Now, 6 straight sellouts, and let's just look back and never have another seat available ever.
Now, last year you had to go to Springfield, Massachusetts for the Elite Eight. This year, not that far to go. You're just going right up I-71 to Highland Heights, Kentucky. You play in the arena every year, Northern Kentucky University, the Bank of Kentucky Center, and you're going to be playing this. When you think about it, you have of the 8 regions in Division II, 6 number 1 seeds and 2 number 2s. Let's take a look at some video of Alabama Huntsville, because that is who you will play.
77 minutes up the street.
This is the team that you'll play Wednesday night at 6 o'clock in your first game.
And they have 2 All-Americans. They have the number 1 3-point shooter in the country, the number 1 assist guy in the country. They're 29-3. We're 28-3. We've got to turn it into Knights Hall North, as we're going to see here in a little bit from some of our student body. And they run the Princeton offense. They were in the Elite Eight last year in Springfield. This will be a tremendous challenge.
A couple teams, as we take a look at the bracket, a couple teams returning from who had made it last year to the Elite Eight, including Midwestern State, who you had a tough game with in your first game last year in Springfield.
They out-rebounded us by 17 rebounds, and somehow, just through courage and togetherness, we won the game. West Liberty's been number 1 off and on most of the year.
They score a lot of points.
They average like 108 points a game. But
that's a lot.
Again, you see all the 1s and just 2-2s. So it makes for a tremendous Elite Eight. And it's a tremendous facility, very close. And I know our fans can get there. And we want to have more people in Highland Heights, Kentucky than we've ever had in Knights Hall. That's our goal.
The ticket requests, have you had a ton of them this week?
I only need like 38.
Is that all?
You can find 38. Actually, I think the university's going to put a limited amount on sale in the lobby of Knights Hall both Monday and Tuesday. There will be tickets there. They're $10 general admission tickets. There will be ample tickets at the Kentucky Bank Center.
Well, let's see the Gucci loafers that Coach Pitino gave you. Can you take one of those off and hold it up for us here?
You really serious?
Your ostrich Gucci, yeah. Who knows?
You know what I want?
Gucci loafer.
Stop. See, we only wear these. I only wear them to bed. So I leave here at this late hour and go right to bed.
Are they comfortable? These are the shoes that Coach Pitino gave Scotty D here before the U of L Bellarmine exhibition.
You'll see them in the video. We show them the video tonight.
Okay, we will see that video. Don't give that away yet, but we're gonna have a live performance here in the studio for the guys from the We're Back video and also the YouTube sensation that they are. You'll see that when we get back here on the show.
United Nation.
Okay, welcome back to the show. Now, these guys have become internet sensations. They have a video on YouTube, We're Back Bellarmine video, over 17,000 hits. We will see the video in just a second, but not until we see them perform live. We're going to do that. Let's meet everybody here. Introduce yourselves.
Joey Blue.
Joe Kiefer.
I'm Ryan Fowler.
Jacob Murphy.
I'm the legendary Jimmy Burns.
Now, Jimmy, you're a teacher at Bellarmine, right?
Somewhat, yes.
Yes. And you guys got together. You did a video last year, and then this one you kind of took it to another level.
Yeah, we did one last year. I had a class, and I had a couple of these guys in here, and we're all alumni of Bellarmine University, and we had to do a video, and this guy came to me and he said, "Hey, let's do this song," and I said, "We have to do it really well, so let's do it." And then this year, I mean, the Knights are just still tearing it up, so we're still making awesome videos.
And what's up with the get up here? Is that
hashtag Knights Ho North? So like Scotty said, this Wednesday, better all be all these. Everybody, you want to make NKU's gym, arena, Knights Hall. So
when you see students like this, I mean, this is some support you're getting from them.
But everything that's good for Bellarmine is good for Bellarmine basketball. Everything that's good for Bellarmine basketball is good for Bellarmine. They're using their education. This is what you're supposed to do. This is the commercial for their life tonight.
You know what? They're pretty good, too. Let's hear. All right, you guys
better than
play
pretty good.
You guys play us out, and then we'll come back. We'll watch the video in a minute.
Legendary.
We're gonna win it all. Win it all. United Nation is on the attack. We're gonna take it all. Take it all. The NCAA champs are back, and one banner ain't enough. That's why we're coming back for more. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. 4, 3, 2, stop complaining. Your coach has nothing more to say than these nights make you look like you're staying a day's just a phase. No, that's how we play. It's amazing. Should've known when you saw BU faces on a station. And how do you think we'd ever be beat? Dickie V and Kimball Walker gave us props in their tweets, and Bobby Knight's in the locker room giving a speech. Rick Pitino's putting loafers up on Davenport's feet. So here we go again, back on the attack. March Madness coming up, and as a matter of fact, we're ready now. More than ever, bags are already packed. One banner ain't enough. We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, your Bellarmine Knights. So here we go again, back on the attack. March Madness coming up, and as a matter of fact, we're ready now. More than ever, bags are already packed. One banner ain't enough. We're back. And all my Knights say la da 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 da. La da 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 da. And all my Knights say da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. La da 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 da. And all my Knights say
We're back.
United Nation is on the attack. We're gonna take it all. The NCAA champs are back, and one banner ain't enough. That's why we're coming back for more. has nothing more to say than these nights make you look like you're staying. And days just a phase. Now that's how we play. It's a maze. Should've known when you saw these BU faces on the station. And how do you think we'd ever be beat when Dickie V and Kemba Walker gave us props in their tweets, and Bobby Knight's in the locker room giving a speech, and Rick Pitino's putting loafers up on Davenport's feet. So here we go again, back on the attack. March Madness coming up, and as a matter of fact, we're ready now. More than ever, backs are already packed. One banner ain't enough. We're back.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Bellarmine.
Welcome to the greatest show on court. Your plan was to win, well it's time to abort. And Team Flight bros, get your face to the store, cause getting posterized is just part of the sport. Sorry, AAA, it's not like we ever meant this. We score so many points, gonna put you out of business. And other teams must feel like they're on a hit. So much killing on the court, cops are gonna need a witness. And here we go again, back on the attack. We got home court advantage every time that we're at. You see these nights in the stands, you don't know how to react. You think, oh my gosh, they're back.